What are some of your darkest theories? I believe that the government probably makes some conspiracy theories to try to make questioning the government seem somewhat crazy. Well, the term conspiracy theory was actually invented by the CIA PSYOPs department, so yeah, that's what they want you to believe. The Matrix was the better option for humanity. I love the idea that human brains rejected the paradise of the first Matrix because without drudgery and suffering it just wasn't real enough. That we are more likely going to be the aliens that invade other planets than aliens coming here. If living in a simulation is possible, it's mathematically more probable that we are the ones in a simulation. If a society has the means to simulate an entire universe, at least to some degree, it would be entirely within the realm of reason to assume they could do it on multiple machines and have multiple simulated realities. So for every real reality, it's likely there are several simulated realities being run from within it. So speaking pure odds, we are more than likely in a simulation. All I can think of whenever anyone mentions that we might be living in a simulation is, so what? Like, from our perspective it is real, there's no discernible difference to us whether or not we are in a simulation or not. God was real but died. Hey, how do you get access to the script for my generic anime? Not really dark, but I think we are living in a simulated video game and the fridge is the save point. That's why you always get up to see what's in the fridge, even though you know it's exactly the same stuff that was in it last time. Okay, what about tribes in Africa? They're NPCs. There is a national security white paper somewhere detailing exactly how global warming will end human civilization, and they all know it's real, but they can't help themselves when it comes to bribes, building big factories, etc. They have a plan in place for a managed decline. All the Trumps, Bushes, and Clintons of the world will be taken care of so that they and their successors die out in peace and comfort while we struggle and fight to our final breath. Something similar was done in Britain during the Cold War. People were told to build shelters, stay in cellars etc., even though the government knew this would be completely useless in most places, especially in London. This world isn't real but real to us in some way. Every decision we make has different timelines. That's all life has been. Just a bunch of decisions we made that ends up to our present timeline and so on. The decisions we didn't make were still made, but just in a different timeline. There are multiple different realities all happening at the exact same time. There actually is an Illuminati and there are plans of a new world order. Perhaps it's not as insidious and satanic as conspiracy theorists speculate it is, but it's hard to believe that there isn't an elite group of the world's richest and most powerful orchestrating things to work in their favor. I've read and heard there are roughly 100 to 150 people within the political and economic elite class that basically knowingly or unknowingly decide everything and control the entire population. Bilderberg is an example of that. The music/actor industry only makes stars, and people with actual talent don't matter because they can't be as easily controlled by fat cats. I mean, you can more or less prove that by watching a few talent shows. Pretty, marketable, and kind of okay, beats average or ugly, not marketable, and genuinely talented every single time. Satan was set up. Someone has been watching Lucifer. The best place to learn about any religion is to watch a TV show about it, especially if it's syndicated. I have you know that Supernatural is a great religious learning tool. Being middle class, work hours, type of jobs, taxes, salaries, loans, debt, buying power etc. is set up such that people are just slightly not content whilst doing the most work in moving society forwards. Plus, all the things that are targeted towards middle class people such as credit, home buying, insurances for everything. This is a big one. Constant propaganda to convince people in the lower class, think blue collar workers, to move into the middle class. A college degree is a necessity to move up in life. Meanwhile, the power is with those who do nothing but live off the rest of us. Celebrities are killed by government every so often to keep the attention away from shady politics, diverting one's attention to mundane scandals and gossiping to cover up the real serious stuff happening in plain sight. There's a theory within neuroscience that I'll learn where there's actually two consciousnesses within you, yet only one can speak. We are a science project that an alien 5th grader got us on, and we are sitting on a shelf in his room. When I was a kid we had this storeroom, think shed, that was full of garden stuff. I found a bucket that had some muck and slime in it. I had forgotten about it a few months back and all this stuff developed and grew in it. It was then that I had this exact thought. Maybe we are in a bucket in some alien storeroom. Forgotten about and doing our own thing now, right? Who knows exactly, maybe we are a solid C and not C-. I'd say the rate society is going we will be an F before we know it. Jeffrey Epstein was killed due to him potentially revealing a ring of high-profile pedophiles. Is that really a theory at this point? So you know the whole, before you die your life flashed before your eyes. What if the life we are experiencing is just our life flashing before our eyes, and when we get to the point we are about to die we cycle our life again? In like a never-ending cycle. A really long Groundhog Day situation, and that's why we experience random déjà vu moments. So, what you are saying is I'm already dead and none of this matters. Just go with it and enjoy the ride. I'm with you, mate. Imagine if after you die you could still think and your conscience just existed for the rest of time. Your body could rot away, yet your consciousness still exists in a higher plane, stuck in its own thoughts for eternity, and no one would ever know. And to stay entertained you relive the events of your life. That's what you're experiencing right now. Just a memory of what life used to be as you float in the empty void of the universe. World War III is inevitable, and it will happen within my lifetime. Starts off in 2026 according to Star Trek timeline. This actually seems possible. With current politics/policies escalating, and the deterioration of relationships with our allies. How long until a foreign actor provokes a country to attack via weaponized memes? No one is in control. There is no grand conspiracy theory. A lot of things in life is random, and a determined person can change the course of history. The main thing that I learned about conspiracy theory is that conspiracy theorists actually believe in a conspiracy because that is more comforting. The truth of the world is that it is chaotic. The truth is that it is not the Jewish banking conspiracy or the grey aliens or the 12-foot reptiloids from another dimension that are in control. The truth is more frightening. Nobody is in control. The world is riderless. Alan Moore. I don't know about dark, but I think there was at least one advanced human civilization prior to the common belief of 5,000 years ago where real civilization started. There was a pretty massive change in global climate around 12,000 years ago that would have likely destroyed almost human life on the planet. I just think it's odd that there are modern human remains found from like 300,000 years ago, and that humankind just languished as hunter-gatherers for hundreds of thousands of years, and then just exploded in intelligence and tool making in a few thousand years. So I think there may have been at least one advanced civilization, not necessarily advanced like humans at present, but more advanced than stone tools and stuff, that existed on Earth, and was wiped out due to a comet, or whatever. This is especially evident in a lot of the similarities in global religions and tools and agriculture and all that stuff. It lends credence to a hypothesis that some ancient civilization predated the known major ancient civilizations and they all came from the same tree. Darkest theory I have is that we don't have true free will. We are born with certain genetics and into an environment, and these two factors determine how we react to every stimulus in our life. What in your life have you chosen to do that wasn't a result of your genetics or environment? You've described reality. That the universe has imploded, and we are just not aware of it yet. If you think about it, what we, humans, know about the universe is only what is visible to us, and what is visible to us is within a handful of light years of Earth. There's theories about our placement in the universe, but no way to prove that we're in the fringes or dead center. So if the universe had started to be destroyed by a massive black hole, a string of supernovas, or something we can't even fathom, life may have already ceased to exist and it just hasn't gotten to us yet. To make matters worse, once it does become visible, there would be no Armageddon-like solution. We would just be completely and utterly screwed waiting for our impending destruction. Another interesting thought similar to this. An alien race could develop a weapon that travels at or 99% the speed of light, making it impossible to detect.